We may be a little over a week away from eating our body weights in roasted bird meat and tripping the light trip to Fantastic, but that doesn't mean we can't start preparing now for the long, arduous winter ahead with a heaping helping of new anime. I know. Fall anime is still happening, you still have so much to watch, but it's better to start planning your wintertime binges now, lest you be caught unawares later. That's why in today's episode of The Dan Cave, we're running down the very best new winter anime you need to see. Blue Exorcist. The sons of Satan themselves, Yukio and Rin Okumura, are back, along with their pals from the True Cross Academy. But this time, they're heading to Kyoto, Japan, to recover the stolen eye of Fujoo, the impure king. And it's imperative that they find it because, if both eyes are reunited, it'll summon a demonic entity that murdered thousands of people in the mid-19th century, which is probably the worst time to get murdered. Now, that all sounds well and good, but my biggest question about the second season is whether or not Mephistopheles is gonna shave that dumbass goatee. You look like a rejected pickup artist. Now that's bad. Interviews with monster girls. Now, one of life's great truths is that high schoolers are complete and utter monsters. Hey, we all were. But in the case of this show, they literally are. The show follows a high school biology teacher who studies his female students who happen to be demi-humans, which are like normal high school girls, but they just happen to be vampires, succubi, and doulahans, which is a fancy Irish word for headless horseman. Thanks, Ireland. So, if you guys thought that just being a teenager or just being a vampire was tough, get ready to find out what happens when you combine the two in this anime based on the real life of Jessica Chobot. Little Witch Academia. Was your biggest complaint about Little Witch Academia that it wasn't a TV series? Well, you're in luck. Also, stop complaining. The show follows an ordinary girl named Ako Kagari who enrolls in an all-girls witch academy to pursue her dream of becoming a cool witch because she saw a woman named Shiny Chariot, perform when she was younger. You know, that old chestnut. Is this a work of fiction or is this a loose autobiography of Rachel, Queen of Weenheim Chestnut? Bang Dream. Guys, I know what it sounds like, but I promise you it's not a hentai parody of Inception, however cool that sounds. What Bang Dream is an anime that feels like a spiritual successor to shows about rockin' girls like K-On! The show centers on a girl named Kasumi Toyama who finds a star-shaped guitar at a pawn shop, then forms a kick-ass rock band with 4 other like-minded ladies. The coolest part, though, is that this is a mixed media project, meaning that the voice actresses from the show perform in a real-life version of the band called Poppin' Party. It's like if Gorillaz was about 1,000,000,000% cuter, but also had 100% less Damon Albarn. Handshakers. If the balls-trippingly cool visuals of Doctor Strange were up your alley or you dug Project K, then you're gonna want to see Handshakers. The anime takes place in a futuristic version of Osaka and focuses on people called Handshakers, who are partners that can join hands to summon weird weapons from their psyches to do battle with other Handshakers. But why are they fighting? Why? To one day meet and challenge God, of course. What? That's not an of course situation. Is this like the Golden Compass meets like some weird anime fever dream? Because if so, I'm 100% on board, but I also bet there probably won't be armored bears, but I'm still on board. Onihei Hankacho. If you're like me, you studied a lot of Japanese history in college, which means you're now a sucker for any and all anime related to that subject. And that is exactly why I'm jazzed for Onihei Hankacho. It's this historical fiction series following Heizo Hasegawa, the head of the special police during Japan's Edo era, who delivered justice to thieves, arsonists, and all manner of evildoers. So, unless you're like super into arson going unpunished, you're gonna dig this show. And if you are into that, I mean, hey, we're totally cool, right? Gabriel Dropout. Hey girl, let me ask you something. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Well, probably not if you're a literal angel. I mean, you have wings and you're sort of designed to survive that kind of fall. And definitely not if you're Gabriel White, star of Gabriel Dropout. She's an angel who graduated at the top of her class in angel school, which is a thing, and now decides to attend an earthbound school in order to learn about human beings. Except, like most human beings, she realized that staying home and playing online games is way more fun than leaving your house to go to class. So she becomes a straight up delinquent. So, wait, I have a question. Does heaven just like suck, or are video games that good? I don't know, I think my money's on Skyrim. Genocidal Organ. Sounds like a cool band name, right? Well, it's not. It's an anime. And if you like your anime with a horrifying dose of realism, then get stoked for Project Ito's Genocidal Organ. The novel-turned-anime paints a horrifying vision of the future. After a homemade nuke wipes out Sarajevo, the world's democratic powers begin transforming themselves into surveillance states. Meanwhile, developing nations across the world are consumed by genocide. and an American named John Paul seems to be the one behind it all, leaving it up to intelligence agent Clavis Shepard to traverse the wastelands and track him down. And if that alone doesn't get you stoked, know that Park Chan-wook, director of Old Boy, Stoker, and The Handmaiden, is making a live-action adaptation as well, and that guy rules, so this story probably does too. And that, my friends, is just a handful of the awesome anime coming your way this winter. But tell me, what series are you most excited for? What would you add to this list? Let me know in the comments below and give me a wintry cool thumbs up while you're there. Burr. And thank you to our sponsor today, Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest. If you hear someone yelling, "Hey, you got your classic Magic card game in my Match 3 RPG," or someone else yelling, "You got your Match 3 RPG in my classic Magic card game," then they are almost certainly referring to Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest, which combines the two hyper-addictive genres into one. You can grab it on the Apple App Store or Google Play now, and be sure to check out the latest update, which adds brand new Eldritch Moon cards. Thanks, Puzzle Quest. Be sure to like and subscribe, or else you might miss next week's show when we talk about the story of a mumbling ginger Muppet wizard who travels all the way to America to find two women on the run from the cops before they drive off a cliff, and Fantastic Beasts and where to find Thelma and Louise. Until next time, keep on digging. Let's open up the old mailbag, shall we? @Rec Feldman asks, who makes your wardrobe for Slow-Mo Destructo? Well, it was actually all thanks to the amazing Raylyn Esterlina of Esterlina Arts. Check out her work at esterlinaarts.com. But she actually sourced the suits from a company called Appa Suits, who most famously made the suit worn by one David S. Pumpkins on SNL. So tell me, any questions? Sorry. @Masta-Ass asks, how many mini Snickers can you fit in your mouth at once? Huh. You know, great question. I've never tried it, but 8? @TomCoo21 asks, if you could be Nicolas Cage, Johnny Depp, Gary Busey, or Christopher Walken for a year, who would you be? Oh, wow. Well, I don't want to wear scarves or have resting murder face or have starred in that train wreck that was Peter Pan Live, so I gotta go with Nick Cage, because despite all his rage, he's still just Nicolas Cage, and he seems like he has a great time, even when he's making some cinematically dubious decisions. But tell me, who would you want to be for a year? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time!